Alright, so first things first, a quick apology to the people who were posting on my community post that for my ideas. Two weapons that were suggested by one viewer cannot be done due to the fact that the new liches that are coming out, most likely February, since Warframe has updates every 2 months. Um, I basically, they're having those weapons. So I'm gonna have to wait on those. So any of the weapons that are included in the new liches that are getting a incarnate form, I am not gonna make a video on those until then. However, to make it up to this viewer, I will say that I'm gonna be grabbing one of those weapons first. I believe I want the glaive because I figured that the glaive would be hilarious. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. So another thing is, this build is kind of a really massive build. So if you're going to copy this build, I hope you have a lot of forma. Anyway, let's get this started. Alright, my delicious people, today's build is going to be a doozy. It works, it's actually very good. It's not like the meta or anything, but it's a gimmick build that is going to take a lot of forma because there is not one, not two, but 6 different pieces to this build. One of them is optional, technically, but there are 6 different pieces to this build. This build is going to be, believe it or not, a Venari Nuke build. That's right. I am nuking with Venari. So, yeah, this is gonna be a interesting situation. It's also a very active build because you do have to pick and choose very specific targets. And nullifiers will make this a huge issue. So I was just going to Annie, or if you are willing to deal with nullifiers, make sure you're paying attention. But first, we're going to start off with our second in command in this little terror of a situation, the Shade Prime. The Shade Prime is going to be our survivability, and the Venari's survivability, kinda. Not only that, but he's also going to be spreading more damage because he is also going to have the star of this show, Contagious Bond. I believe this works on the clones. However, don't quote me on that. I don't entirely know if it does. I just know whenever Venari kills what he primes, it does spread, but this does kill sometimes. We're going to be using Ghost on the far top left because we want to make sure the Ghost is happening all the time. We do not have an attack mod. We have to have Duplex Bond and Contagious Bond. I very much believe this works. Keep in mind the Ghosts that come out from Duplex Bond, they can attack with your mods on your weapon. So I'm assuming it's mods on top of the Ghost too. So if they ever do kill, this is also part of another build that I made, but a more upgraded version of basically they'll nuke too. So it's not just Venari doing it. We also have Mediray, which is gonna be very nice. This helps a lot. Even though we do have something that can help with survivability for Khora. Even though she's invisible, sometimes you get hit by an AoE, and that's like the main thing. Especially since Venari does not go invisible. Remember that. Venari does not go invisible. Repair kit is important, and is there anything else that's important? Oh, regen is nice. It reduces the recovery time, and gives it invulnerability for 10 seconds, which is really good. When you get hit by AoEs or Eximus blasts, you're definitely gonna lose this guy every once in a while. So, which is unfortunate, but it's just the way it goes. And vacuum is pretty nice. Tazakor is going to be modded as such. We'll be using Rifle Elementalist, High Voltage, Malignant Force, Thermite Rounds, Split Chamber, Hammer Shot, Hellfire, and Serration. This is going to be a heat corrosive build. It's going to be armor stripping, and the heat damage over time is going to be pretty good. If it manages to kill people, it actually will do the same kind of nuke that Venari is doing, but keep in mind, Venari is the star of the show. This is just going to be mostly for CC and priming. If you want to, you can actually use this too. The cold and corrosive build with radiation magnetic and stuff. That way it's just pure priming. So what I'm going to be doing, actually, is I'm probably going to swap to this for more survivability for the cat. Which we very much need survivability for the cat, since, of course, like I said, she is the star of the show. We're going to be using Okina Prime. I'm just going to gloss over the build. The Okina Prime is going to be built as such. I'll let you take a good look at it, because we're running out of time, unfortunately. But it is an influence build. You need this in order to kill things like the Acolytes. Keep in mind, for some reason, there's something wrong with the game. When I'm going solo with Khora, for some reason it does not spawn Acolytes. I don't know why. It just hasn't doing it. It hasn't been doing it, sorry. Now we're gonna move on to Khora. Umbro Intensify, Umbro Fiber, Umbro Vitality. We are not using Umbro mods. It took me a bit to be able to fit that in this way, but I managed to do it. There's also a build for farming, just lots of range, but I'll go back to the main build. We're using Summoner's Wrath, which is important. It is multiplicative on the final stats of Venari and your other companion as well. Using Rolling Guard, very much helpful for when you get hit by something, because you will get hit by something every once in a while. Especially with the Electric Eximus. We need Augury Secrets for more power. All three Umbra mods for power mostly, but also a little bit of survivability. And Crying Continuity because we want our 4 to last a little bit longer. Keep in mind that it's mostly here due to the fact that I used to have Roar here, but I decided to go without Roar. You can also go with... Oh, never mind. Can you... No, okay. So, yeah, you definitely could fit an Umbra in here, maybe. If you really want to, and put Blind Rage. It'll increase the power of the cat. But currently, we're going to be going with this. We also go Vigilante Vigor and Fast Deflection. What you could also do is you can also put Catalyzing Shields or Primed Redirection. One of the two right here. Can I put... No, I cannot. We're using Arcane Aegis for survivability because shield recharge is extremely important to survivability. And we're using Camisado, Arcane Camisado, for more strength, which is going to help us tremendously. And, yeah, that's the Khora build, and it is a pure build. I wanted there to be Roar, but unfortunately, I found out that it's absolutely, completely unnecessary, and, it basically just has, like, not enough benefit for how much it's worth. Especially since I had to put an augment on here in order to recast it, because when Venari dies, she loses the buff, which is unfortunate. Now we're going to go into the coup de grace, Venari. Venari is going to have be built like this. Fear Sense in order to increase the effectiveness of her attacks, which would be very nice. It happens every once in a while. We got Sharpened Claws, which is going to be good. It's going to let her attack things normally, besides using her abilities. We have Hunter Recovery, Warframe Healed for companion damage dealt, which is going to be very good, as well as slash damage increases how much damage she does to them. Pack Leader is good for healing your companion with excess melee hits. You can use Khora's Whip Claw for this, which is very helpful. You can also swap this out for, where'd it go? I think it was a bond. It was one of the bonds. Bond. You can also switch it for, where'd it go? Does she not have, oh, she doesn't have that, does she? Sorry. She does not have Manifold Bond, unfortunately, which is very interesting. I'm assuming there's a reason for it, but I don't know what the reason is. Metal Fiber for more armor, very good for damage reduction for her, so she doesn't get one shot. Enhanced Vitality, which is really good for her health, also because she doesn't get one shot. There's Animal Instinct, which can give us loot radar and enemy radar. It's mostly here because I don't really have anything else I can put here. She comes with a line parity, I believe. Contagious Bond, very important. Medipet Kit, very important. Vicious Bond. This essentially, that's her armor strip, which is very good. And I believe it spreads as well, which is also really good. That's the build for the Venari. For Forma. I believe you could do it in less. However, I did put 4 Forma. Yes, this is a very Forma heavy build. Extremely Forma heavy. It's a gimmick build, but it's very, I mean, it's a different type of way to play, and I do appreciate it. We're also going to be using balanced posture. I don't have any other postures, and that's why we're doing that. Although I think balanced posture is much better since you attack a lot of different people. We only have one Forma on this, which is very good, a V Polarity, and we're using Bite for more crit damage and crit chance. Burning Claws for transferring all of the elemental damage into heat. We're using Precision Conditioning for more melee damage, convert all base physical damage into slash. So she only has heat and slash. Let me see. Okay, yeah. I was wondering what was happening. This allows her to do more damage. Maul for more damage. So just like a total of like 6. No, is it 6? No, it's 700% more damage. Swipe for her to attack 4 enemies at once. We're using Bloodthirst for health stolen each attack on somebody who has slash. We're using Magnetic Claws. And keep in mind, Magnetic Claws is here for the status duration, and the fact that it increases the power of Burning Claws. We're using Radiation and Critical Damage, which is here for the critical damage, not the radiation. Instead, it's going to be increasing the power of Burning Claws. Oh my goodness. This was a huge beginning to this. But I'm going to bring it into the simulacrum, and I'm going to show you what it do. And yeah, I'm going to bring it into Annie and see if I can go until I find an Acolyte. I need to figure out why I don't have an Acolyte, and figure that out. It seems to be a Khora bug, specifically in solo. So yeah, I will see you there. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be summoning Manic Bombards, and I'm not going to touch anything else. I'm just going to let the cat attack people. Let me watch this health. As you can see, big damage. Boom. Hell yeah. You see that? Keep in mind, they have to die from the status effect, which is what I noticed. So, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do this. You're supposed to target a specific dude and use Khora's third ability on the claw mark icon, and that will allow her to attack a very specific person. When she attacks to a specific person, she will nuke a very specific person. Keep in mind, you have to target the tanky targets. They have to die from the status proc. This is why I actually found out that roar is actually not a good idea, because of the fact that you do not want to increase the damage too much. So yeah, that's basically what that's for. Also, let me see if I can show you this. Boom. Boom. And now I have 2 little drones. Do I have little drones? There's yes, 3 little drones. As you can see, much better. The little drones are CCing them. I believe freezing them. Yeah, these are medic bombards too. They're slightly immune to CC. So yeah. So the way you would start this is, first off, make sure the cat's alive. And what you're gonna want to do is you're going to send the cat out, and as soon as you get to a point where you have enough health orbs, you get 200 energy and go boom, boom, and summon 2 of those drones. Then just let them do their thing. The drones will CC, and the cat will kill. And literally, you just sit back and just chill. Just literally sit. In fact, you might even want to just sit here inside the bubble, because if a target does come your way, it would be really good if you manage to just catch them in the bubble and not get hurt. So, yeah. I'll show you some gameplay in gameplay in Annie, and we'll be checking out how good this is in Annie in practical gameplay. So, yeah. I like how Teshin says they deserve my respect, but I'm literally just sending a fucking animal to go take them out. That is very disrespectful.
I'm sending auxiliary.
It's as if I don't deem them worthy of respect. Alright, there we go. Hey, they died from the status. Wow, that was really fast. I didn't really have to wait at all to give you guys a good look at what I'm doing. I would like a better room, though. I'm gonna go hunting for a new room. Keep in mind, you very much do want to make sure you target enemies with your 3 as much as possible, due to the fact that you want a certain enemy to get hit, the tanky ones. And you also need, oh, there we go, here's a good room. You also want to make sure that when you get 200%, 200 status, you go to that. Also, never ever fire a weapon, due to the fact that if you were to fire your weapon, you would lose your stealth, and your stealth is your survivability. Alongside, you know, the drones doing drone things. Come on, kitty. Get him, kitty. I want you to attack that. There's also a viewer who has a version of this. We basically built this together, and they have a version of this that's it doesn't have stealth, but it's pretty interesting.
I've delivered a life support
here we
capsule
go.
to the area.
Anyway, I will wait for an Acolyte, and if one doesn't show up, I'll probably show you like an enemy of some sort. Also, yeah, sorry, I forgot. Use your whip to heal your Venari. Sometimes she does die, but keep in mind your whip is a very good idea to keep your Venari alive. Pop, as you can see, it helps. And then when they're trapped in your bubble, get your cat to attack them. Kitty, attack them. Yeah, Venari, we are relying on AI, so there we go. I want more drones. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys as the Acolyte.
Extraction is ready.
Oh my god, I hope I remember to put this, and I hope I remember to go back, but that was really satisfying. That is why we're using the cat to nuke. very satisfying when it works. Oh! Sorry, I didn't know he was there. I legitimately had no idea he was there. I actually was blanking out completely. Get him, kitty. Oh, sorry. By the way, it took him 11 minutes to get here. I don't know why it took him 11 minutes to get here, but yeah, that was the Acolytes. Oh wow. Yeah, kitty took out the Acolyte. That was good. I was zoning out. But yeah, I will see you in the outro. Sorry, it was the Acolyte was a bit lame, but yeah, I'll see you in the Acolyte. I'll see you in the outro. Oh my goodness, I was so zoned out. I'm sorry. But yeah, Kitty Cat Go Burr, also pretty. It's viable, definitely. A bit expensive though. A bit expensive. Alright, so how about we play a little bit of a outro game. Let's count how many forma I put into this. Keep in mind I reformatted a few times, so some of this forma isn't actually necessary, right? But still, like, 6 different things you gotta format, so let's see. We're gonna start off with Shade. Shade, how many forma did I put on you? I put 1. Tezicor, how many forma did I put on you? I put 2 apparently. Let me see. Yeah, I put 2. So that's 3. Khora, how many forma did I put on you? I put 4. Keep in mind I reformatted this twice, so there's technically a chance that you can only have 3, I believe. 3. So yeah, that's a minimum of 3, maximum of 4. 1 on here. We got 4 on the cat. Oh my goodness. 4 on the cat. And on the cat's claws, 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's 13 forma I've used on this. Alright, so let's go over the builds again. I'll probably gloss over them. Radiant Reload, Millennium Force, High Voltage, Rhyme Rounds, Split Chamber, Hammer Shot, Shivering Contagion, Magnetic Capacity. That's for the CC, which, keep in mind, the clones do use this, so you definitely should be good. Shade Prime, he's modded as such. Ghost, Infant's Vitality, Repair Kit, Guardian, Vacuum, Regen, Animal Instinct, Duplex Bond, Contagious Bond, Medi-Ray. And we're going to be doing... Let's go with Khora. No, the Okina Prime first. We're using Speeding Needle, Opportunities Reach, Influence, Galvanize Steel, Galvanize Sentimentalist, Volcanic Edge, Gladiator Vice, Verdant Scourge, Voltaic Strike, Prime Reach, and Prime Pressure Point. You can also use Condition Overload for higher scaling, but I go with Prime Pressure Point so I don't have to scale, besides killing a few people. And we have Venari. No, let's go with Khora. Khora first. Venari is going to be special. Summoner's Wrath. All 3 Umbro for power, strength, as well as health and armor for survivability. We're using Prime Continuity to make the 4 last longer. I don't think it affects anything else. Ensnare also, since you can also use Ensnare. We got Fast Deflection for and Vigilante Vigor for more recharge and recharge speed. We're using Augur Secrets for a total of 201 strength, which is a very good medium amount. Any further is completely unnecessary. Rolling Guard to keep us alive. It's mostly survivability, as you can see. Arcane Aegis rank 4. It should be rank 5, but unfortunately I'm missing one Aegis and Chemistyle, which is really good for this. More strength for when on your next ability cast when your minions are beating the hell out of each other. Out of things, sorry, out of things. No Umbra form are used, by the way. You probably could have gotten away with a cheaper build if you actually used a Umbra form, actually. We're using Venari, which is going to be doing Fear Sense, Hunter Recovery, Metal Fiber, Animal Instinct, Vicious Bond, Contagious Bond, Medipet Kit, Enhanced Vitality, Pack Leader, and Sharpened Claws. Contagious Bond is a star here. Every time you kill something with the status effect, it will spread the status effect. I believe with a multiplier. Which is why it will just randomly nuke everybody. In a 9-meter radius. Vicious Bond in order to armor strip people. Or I'm using Animal Instinct for Loot Radar. Medipet Kit for health, regen. Enhanced Vitality for that. Metal Fiber for that. Health and armor. Hunter Recovery for healing him with healing us. She heals us, and then Pack Leader allows us to heal her. Sharpening Claws for more attacks, and Fear Sense. Venari Prime's Claws. Balance Posture, Bites for crit damage, crit chance. Burning Claws for heat, and turning all of the elemental stuff into heat. So technically it's not using any of these two, those are just enhancing the heat. We're using Precise Conditioning, which makes all the physical damage into Slash, even though she already does Slash. But this adds also a bunch of damage. Maul for more damage. Swipe to hit 4 enemies at a time. Bloodthirst for health stolen for Slash procs to keep Venari alive. We're going to be using Magnetic Claws, which is going to be very good. And we're going to be using Radiant Claws, which will be very good. Magnetic Claws is going to give status duration, but an enhanced Burning Claws. Radiation Claws is going to be giving us crit damage and more radiation. More heat, I mean. So yeah, that was the build. And sorry it was a very long video, but there were 6 pieces to this. Keep in mind, as a huge disclaimer, which I probably should have put in the beginning of the video, this is purely for fun, and I do not expect you to try and copy this build. It's a very expensive build, and I would say if you want to use a build like this, you're definitely going to need to be kind of loaded, either with time or money. So yeah, have wonderful nightmares. I will see you in them. And remember, if you're watching my content, I know you're into it. Honey. Good night.